The biggest worldwide event for Paralympic athletes takes place in London next month. Cronkite News Los Angeles reporter Andy Krauss met athlete Scout Bassett, who will be competing in the 100-meter run and long jump.
World-class athletes and stories of personal triumph abound at the U.S. Paralympics Track and Field National Championships. One of the most striking is the one that belongs to 4'9" sprinter and long jumper Scout Bassett.
When I was an infant, I was involved in a fire, and that's how I lost my right leg. This took place in Nanjing, China, and shortly after that I was left on the street and later found and grew up in an orphanage for 7 years.
Bassett didn't even take her first steps until she was 6 years old, when she received a makeshift prosthesis constructed primarily of leather belt straps and masking tape. She was adopted by an American couple from Michigan a year later and ran for the first time when she was 14.
It was one of the hardest days of my life because up to that point, I was a very shy, reclusive, timid young girl, and I was really ashamed to be an amputee. And so I always wore pants and hid my prosthetic. So to get over that barrier was such a huge moment for me, and I realized that when I was out there running, I didn't feel disabled. I didn't feel like an amputee.
An even bigger revelation came during her sophomore year at UCLA when she discovered the Paralympics.
I said, that's what I want to do. I want to be the best, I want to compete with the very best, and I want to show the world what I'm made of.
She has broken the American record multiple times, the world record. I mean, we've gone to Rio, and the Olympics.
And her influence extends far beyond the track. Bassett has been a spokeswoman for the Challenged Athletes Foundation for almost 10 years and works with younger disabled athletes to help them realize their full potential.
We're going to remember her days on the track, but we're going to really remember what she did as a humanitarian and what she does in life, beyond the track world.
Bassett will compete in the Paralympic World Championships in London next month after taking home the gold medal in the 100-meter dash at the U.S. Nationals. She hopes to continue her quest for her first Olympic medal at the 2020 Games in Tokyo.
That was Andy Krauss reporting from our Los Angeles bureau. Scout travels all over the world competing and has been able to carve out a career as a full-time athlete and goodwill ambassador.